Hello, my name is Josh, and I'm a watchaholic. Welcome to Horology Insanity.
What is up, my watch friends? So, check this out. Today, we are looking at Feynman. Now, this specifically is the Cove. And this is going to be not a review, not really a review. I'll talk about the specs, I'll talk about whatever, but I want to really talk about what I think of it, what my experience has been of it. Hopefully some of the pros and cons, like why you would or would not maybe be interested in this watch or going for a hunt, as so many others are. This is a micro brand. They're sold out. From what I can tell, you can't get one on the website. You might be able to try to reach out to see if they have any holdbacks, to see if you might be able to get one. But other than that, you'd have to look on the secondary market. And I've got some recommendations on how you might be able to get connected into the Feynman community if you do want what I call neighborhoods. We got this giant watch community, and then within that we got some neighborhoods. Well, Feynman has a neighborhood. You can go hang out in the Feynman neighborhood, and you might be able to get one if you wanted to hunt for one. But yeah, so, but this is a loaner. Of course, this is not sponsored content. I'm not getting to keep this watch. I don't get paid for doing any of this. I'm making this solely because, well, because I want to. So take all of my opinions for what they're worth. And as usual, don't trust a word I say. Go double check and verify everything for yourself. And that's pretty much it. So let's just talk real quick about all the specs, then on to review stuff. So starting off, go check out the website. If I'm a little picky, I'm gonna be honest with you, the website's not that great, right? It's not. But most micro brands websites aren't that great. But from what it looks like, they make mention of a vintage black. Now, they also make mention of a shadow black. And then they have a founder's edition, which is green. And then they've got this one right here, which is the Eclipse blue. And I hope the blue is coming across on camera, because I'm trying to get it at just the right light or something like that, because the outer ring is blue, and we'll talk about it in a little bit more. I'll zoom in on it, but the inner ring is black and it's got some texture on it. But this outer ring, it is blue, and it's a very dark navy blue, but it does have a sheen to it. I don't know if it's got like a sunburst effect, but it does have a sheen to it. I don't know if I can get that to play in the light that really shows it. This is probably one of those I need to do like an in real life video, so like we can go walk around and film it in all different kinds of places. So let's talk about pricing real quick. I mentioned they're all sold out, but the prices on these apparently vary. The black one, and I'm guessing that's vintage black or shadow black, those were 1,180 Singapore dollars. Now, like many micro brands, this micro brand is located in Singapore, and that seems to be like the hub of micro brand watches is Singapore. You know, at least from designers. I mean, a lot of them are made in China. But yeah, that's where a lot of the companies reside, the designers reside. So that's pretty cool. But that's about 870 USD. Now, the green and the blue, this blue one, are a little bit more expensive. They list at 1,588 Singapore dollars, which is about 1,170 USD. So, you know, you're talking about almost 1,200 bucks. 1,200 bucks is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And so, yeah, that's getting up there. I don't know why the green and the blue are so much more than the black. Maybe the dials cost more to produce. I don't know. But I think other than that, you know, from what I can tell, I don't know what would change the price of those. I don't know if these are, how many are produced, or if this is a limited edition run or anything like that. I don't know if it says on the back or if it's numbered. 200 meters. All right, so it's not numbered on the case back. There's this YK101. I don't know what that means. Yeah, but it doesn't say on there. So I don't know. Take all that for what it's worth, or check with them if you're really interested in something like this. But quick specs, it is 40 millimeter case, so 40 across, and I've got my handy dandy things here. Let's see if we can get a grab on that. So when I come across the case, I'm getting 41.4. And let's just make sure I'm doing that right. Sometimes when I hold it in front of the camera, I never know. But no, yeah. So the way that this thing juts out, it's 41.4 from 3 to 9 right across here. man, I kind of feel like I'm doing that wrong, but I'm not. That really is the measurement. Okay, they say 40. I'm getting 41.5 from the lug to lug. If I can get this right here, they say 44. I'm getting 45.5. So maybe their calibers are off when they measured these things, or maybe my calibers are off. Let's go double check. Am I at 0? Yeah, I'm zeroed out. Let's give it a test. Nope, I'm zeroed. Let's do it one more time just for good measure. Nah, 41.5. So anyway, that's what we've got. They say 12.8 thick. Let's get an overall thickness. I'm seeing 13. So that they're close. That's probably their closest measurement. And it's a 20 mil strap, by the way. Now, talk about the strap real quick. They say that this is some FKM rubber strap. And I don't know a lot about that, but I've heard FKM rubber straps are like the new hotness. I've heard back in the day that there were like isoframe straps. I don't know what they're made out of. You know, just between me and you, if I'm honest, this strap isn't that great. I'm a little surprised that a $1,200 watch comes on this strap, and I would probably rather have a $15 Barton Elite. I'm for real. The greatest rubber strap I've ever touched was on a Wanger that I harvested the strap from that and put it on one of my Casios. It is the softest strap I've ever seen. This one right here that I'm feeling from this, if you're familiar with the Tropic rubber straps that come on like a lot of Zelos watches, it's better than that, because those Tropic rubber straps, in my humble opinion, mind you, they're not great. I mean, I have a box of them. I just take them off immediately and don't use them. I don't think they're very good at all. So this is better than those, but yeah, it's not great. I tried to wear it. It didn't conform to the wrist really well. Maybe you just have to break these things in. Maybe they have a really long break-in period before it'll conform to you. But when I was wearing it, it wasn't very comfortable. And so, yeah, that's just, you know, my opinion. We'll get that out of the way now. Well, as Jody calls them, moans and niggles. So, and I'll go ahead and let y'all know, I'm going to say a lot of negatives about this watch because I don't love it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't love it. And here's what's weird about that. I have this one, the Feynman one, and I absolutely love and adore this Feynman one. And so it's very interesting to me that I can love this one so much and not love this one as much as I do. Even though they're both blue, they both have kind of a similar design aesthetic. We'll talk about that more in a second. So if it sounds like I'm bagging on this watch, please know that, yeah, if I'm just honest, I don't care for it. I don't care for it. And that's probably going to come across in the way that I explain things or talk about it. Now, here's the trick. This is just my opinion. I know folks who have this watch and who love it. And for them, all the kudos. I'm so happy that they like this watch, but I have been trying to like it. And I don't know, you shouldn't have to try to like something. I've heard sometimes like things grow on you, but in this case, this one hasn't grown on me. So anyway, now I will say the movement is good. It's got 200 meter water resistance. You'll notice that it has this compressor style case. So this is meant to be more of a diver's watch, 200 meter water resistance, to where the Feynman one over here was not. I don't know what the water resistance is on this, but it's like a dress watch, and it's not meant to be, you know, more of a sporty watch. This is a dress watch, but I think the Cove is meant to be more of a sport watch. And so that's interesting. The compressor case here, and you've got that, and both of them are screw down crowns, so we can get that going. You can see as once I get it out there, I can rotate the internal bezel and set that however I want, and then it would lock in. And then down here, I don't know if there's a phantom ghost state or not. I think there is. Yeah, there's a ghost state position, and so, which a lot of these have. But yeah, so there's that. As far as movement goes, it has ETA 2895-2 top grade, fully decorated auto. And I'll try to get that up in here. You can see there's a little bit of perlage. The funny thing is the rotor is so dark, it's kind of hard to see any of the detailing on it. And then it's so huge that it covers up the majority of the decoration on the movement. And so if I was being nitpicky, do I love that? No. a lot of us, when you have a see-through case back, the whole point of that is to be able to see the movement. One of the reasons I love hand-wound watches so much is because you don't have the giant rotor in the way. Or I'm really interested to get the Solus. I mean, I had a loaner in, and then I liked it so much I pre-ordered one for myself, but with the micro rotor, so that again, you can actually see the movement. But in this case, no, you see this giant blue rotor. It's got Cove etched into it, and it covers up pretty much everything else that you otherwise would want to see. So, and maybe that's just a beef I have with all automatics. I don't love a lot of automatics, but maybe just for that reason. So, I mean, I love the convenience of them, right? The fact that they just keep running, but I don't mind winding a watch. So there's me. 50-hour power reserve. It does beat at 28.8, and y'all can probably hear in my voice that I'm droning through the specs and all of this stuff because I hate doing review videos. And so now I'm sitting here forcing myself to do it with this, and I hate everything about it. And so let me know down in the comments section. Like, I think I'm just going to quit doing review videos. I will do, you know, hey, what was my experience with a watch if y'all want that, but let me know, you know, unless y'all want another review. Maybe I just need a snack and a nap. It's been a long week and I'm tired. So anyway, so here's the coolest thing about this watch, I think, is the Lume. So let's take a Lume shot real quick. It's not jumping off there. Let me give it a charge. Give me 1 second here. You can see that the inner ring is loomed up, like the dial itself is loomed up. And then the inner bezel ring is also loomed up, and then they've got the hands. And so it looks like it should maybe be more of a Lume monster than it is. And there, if I can get that to focus, there is the Lume. I will say this, it looks better in person than it does maybe is coming across on the camera, but it's not a Lume monster. So I'm just gonna, for comparison's sake, and I did not charge these, this is it next to a Zelos Helmsman 2. The Helmsman blows it out of the water. Here it is next to a Balticus Wave. Let me get that, whoops, hold it this way. And you can see, now the Balticus, none of these have been charged, right? Here is just like a Seiko Alpinist. Doesn't have a lot of Lume on it. So the Cove, one of the most impressive things about it is the Lume, but as you can see, even the Lume's not all that impressive. So yeah, I'm hard pressed just to see why people love this watch. Like, you know, if you've got one and you love this watch, especially at the $1,200 price point, like, did they actually sell at $1,200 is what I want to know. Because when you get into $1,200, you're talking about some legit money that can get you in some fantastic watches, right? I mean, you can start playing with Oris and Longines. And I'm not against spending $1,200 on a microbrand. Maybe I just don't love this design, and maybe that's why it just chews away from me. I mean, if I had a really nice bracelet, maybe I just don't see the value in this. And maybe that's because, I mean, I paid less than half of that for this one. I don't know what these were selling for. I got them on the secondary market. And so maybe that's it, right? Like, if this Feynman right here was 600 bucks, maybe 500 bucks, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I can see that. But $1,200? I don't know about that. Or maybe they're trying to do the thing like Ming is, where they just put out ridiculously priced stuff and everybody latches onto it. You know, I mean, some people are trying to go that route. I don't know. But anyway, speaking of the secondary market, one of the things that they do have on the website, which is really cool, is the email list. And so you can join their email list and you can keep up to date with some of their new releases. They're putting out, it's like custom absolute works of art. They are so beautiful with like a, is it porcelain or some kind of dial? It looks like stained glass and it's wonderful. So if that, you know, is something that you would be interested in checking out, look at that. I think they got some stuff on the website for that. And then they have an Instagram page, they have a Facebook page, and speaking of Facebook groups, they have a Feynman Timekeepers Facebook group. And it's not a huge group, but the people that are in it love Feynman, and so they're really nice people in that group. So go check that out. That would be a way to connect. And if you're on the hunt for one of these, you might be able to do like an ISO or an in search of post in that group, or every now and then I see people might pop up where they're selling theirs. Check that out. But that's pretty much it for this one. Let me know down in the comments section if there was something that you're curious about that I maybe didn't cover, and I can probably write you back. But until then, please remember what really matters, and it's not watches. Keep the insanity sane.